Hey guys, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing amazing and fantastic and wonderful. So today is my October wrap up. I can't believe we are done with October. Like, legit, done with October. How is that possible to be done with my favorite month of the year? I got married this month. I mean, like, I'm so excited to be married to the most amazing man in the world, but to also be done with planning for a wedding. Because even though our wedding was small, mind you, it was still a lot to plan and a lot of people to coordinate and things like that. But now it's time to relax and wrap up what happened in October and get ready for November. So, a couple of videos ago, I unboxed the pumpkin spice Sip Spy box, and I said that I was going to start reviewing some of them at the beginning of my videos, just so I can, you know, get cozied up and actually get into the feel of, you know, talking about cozies and my reading and everything like that. Today's tea is pumpkin muffin. This is by the Savoy Tea Company. It's black tea, white chocolate chips, freeze-dried carrots, cinnamon pieces, and artificial and natural flavor. I'm not gonna lie, the freeze-dried carrots really throws me off, but I'm in love with the white chocolate. So this is the packaging right here, and then this is what it looks like right here so far. So far it smells really good, but I'm still thrown off by the carrotness of it. I'm gonna wait for a little bit for it to sort of cool down a little bit, and while I do that, let's dive into the books that I read for October. So as you guys recall, for my October TBR, I had 5 books total that I was going to try and read, with wedding and honeymoon and just a whole bunch of work stuff and everything like that, right? Well, as I am filming this, I still have like 4 or 5 days left in October. So technically it's not the end of October, but it's coming out in November. I don't know, filming schedule aside, I think that I'm gonna be able to finish this TBR, okay? So let's start from the beginning. The very first book that I read, let's see, it's on here on my handy dandy Kindle. I read, let's look in my library. I read Cheesecake and Confusion. This is the latest in the Courtagonist Cafe Mystery Series by Agatha Frost. I'll pop the colorful, beautiful cover up here because she always has such amazing covers. And I'm not gonna lie, it was the best one yet. I am so flippin' excited. Guys, like, you have no idea. It is something we've been waiting for many books, and I'm really stoked about it. This book made me cry. Like, I legit cried. Guys, I don't cry very often in cozies, but this one made me cry. And I loved it more than I can possibly imagine. But the thing is that it is like book 13, 14, no, probably like 20. I'm not sure. It is the, book 18. This is book 18 in the series. So we are really far into the series. If you want a series that is amazing and you can get on Kindle Unlimited for the first book and they're not very expensive, and that you're totally willing to binge read through, go and get the Courtagonist Cafe Mystery Series by Agatha Frost. You will not regret it. I promise you, you will love it as much as I do. I have gotten so many people hooked on it. I've gotten one of my best friends, Natalie, hooked on it. Like, she is just as in love with Jess and Barker and Julia, and it's just so good. It's so good. It's so good. The next book that I read was Beyond a Reasonable Stout. This is the 3rd book in the Bavaria series, or the Sloane Cross series, by Ellie Alexander. You guys know that she is a good friend of mine, and she is my favorite cozy mystery author of all time. I love her, and just everything, anything that woman writes, she writes with love and feel, and she does the research. She knows what she's talking about, and I just adore her for it. So that one was also another 5 out of 5 stars. I read a lot of 5 out of 5 stars books this month. I was really lucky in being able to do that. Sometimes you have dud months and sometimes you've got really good months. How was your reading month this month? Let me know down below. I really want to know what was your favorite book and what was your least favorite book. The next book that I read was Checked Out by Elizabeth Spann Craig. This is the first in the Village Library Mystery series. We read it for the Cozy Escape Book Club, and I will link the live stream right down below for you to view. And me and Lisa and the whole book club gang will get together and talk about this in detail. I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was a solid beginning of a cozy mystery series book. Sometimes you have to get in the first 2 or 3 books before you really start feeling what the cozy mystery just book world is really going to be about. But she set it up really, really well in here. I really, really enjoyed it. I will read the next one in the series. I really loved her. And so, yeah, it was really, really great. I loved it so much. Let's have a tea break time for a second so I can taste this. I'm really nervous about the carrots, guys. Let's just... I can tell you I do taste the white chocolate, which I love. I feel like there's a little bit aftertaste of carrot, so if you don't like carrots, I wouldn't drink this tea. But it does taste really, really smooth. I am enjoying it. I do taste that like cinnamon sort of like in the end, but I do sort of taste artificial flavoring, which I am gonna let you know I'm not a big fan of, because I don't know, it feels kind of, I don't know how to, like, this explains it for me. I will end up drinking all of it, but this is not like, this wouldn't be my go-to fall pumpkin tea, if that makes sense. But I do really like it, and it is really cold outside, and so the hot tea is really perfect for my throat because I talked a lot this week at work, and so yeah, I'm enjoying it. The next book that I read was, it wasn't a cozy mystery, but it was for work. It was a professional development book because I like growing myself constantly, and I love teaching myself new things and being a better person in not just my home life and with friends, but in my professional world as well. So I read Start With Why by Simon Sinek. This is how great leaders inspire everyone to take action, and I love this book so much, guys. Like, a quote that I loved from it: "We make assumptions about the world around us based on sometimes incomplete or false information." And it says we make decisions based on what we think we know. And a lot of people don't force themselves to really dive in and find the answers for everything. Another quote, their ability, this is talking about like good leaders, their ability to make us feel like we belong, to make us feel special, safe, and not alone is part of what gives them the ability to inspire us. And I want to be a really good leader. I want to help people find the best in themselves, and I want to be able to make people feel like they can do anything that they set their mind to, whether it's in education as a teacher or whether it's in someone starting a new YouTube channel. You can do it. I mean, I did it. I had no idea. I had never edited before in my life. I had never done, you know, graphic design. Everything that I have done, I've legit done by teaching myself. I haven't taken any special classes. I watched YouTube videos on how to do stuff. I've read some blog posts, but everything I've legit taught myself, and you could do it too. And that's sort of like what this book's about, is like how to inspire other people and make sure that you're a positive force in the world and not someone who's always constantly negative. So off my soapbox for that section, but the last book I have, I'm not 100% finished with it, but look how close I am, guys. Like, the book is, 376 pages. No, 375 pages. And I am on 280. So I'm really, really close to finishing this. This is The Body in Griffith Park by Jennifer King Cole. Depending on how this finishes, this might be a 3.5-star book or a 4-star book. The main character drives me in freaking sane. Like, she's very immature and naive and very spoiled, but she's also very hardworking, and she doesn't want to bend to society's rules, But I also have to take into consideration when I'm reading a historical cozy mystery book, I have to think about what time was like for women during that time. Like, as the history teacher in me, I have to go, what were women allowed to do? Who were they allowed to be? What were they allowed to say? I mean, in this book, they still have society pages where that's sort of like, you're a socialite, or but you have to be a good girl and you have to be pure and different things like that. Not saying there's anything wrong with that in any way, shape, or form, but my modern womanness, my feminism streak kind of gets salty about her and some of her thought processes and how she does things. But I love that so it says, ex-heiress Anna Blanc is precariously employed by the Los Angeles Police Department, reforming delinquent children and minding lady jailbirds, but she really wants to be a detective. This is like the 3rd or 4th book in the series. It was actually sent to me by 7th Street Books for review, and I'm really loving it. I mean, I would not have made it to page 280 if I didn't really enjoy the mystery that was going on within it. But I'm almost done with it, and I am hoping that I can get some solid reading time in next week before the end of October so that I can actually say, hey, I read all of the books that I had on my TBR for October. So what was your TBR for October? Did you make a dent in your TBR pile? Did you read what you said you were going to read? How do you keep track and make sure that you don't pick up other books that are, you know, really tempting to pick up? Because that's what's really hard for me, is I might say I want to read this book and this is what I've made for my TBR for the month, but then a new pretty book comes out and I want to read it instead. So let me know. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, happy reading. Bye. It's just so good. It's just so good.